Some of the tools that I use, one of them I am available for corporate lunch and learns. And the topics that I can cover would be physical health or the personal growth, leadership, and communication skills. From there, we can branch off into possibly 2, 3, even a half-day workshop, 2, 3 hours of a workshop and elaborate a little bit more on any one of those topics. I also offer what are called mastermind groups. And a mastermind group is where a group of maybe 8 to 10 people get together and discuss a particular subject. And quite often it's around maybe a book that we're all reading, but it's much more than just a book club. There's a synergy and a empowerment whenever like-minded people come together and encourage each other. We learn from each other, we grow with each other. I also see people as patients is another tool that I have in my toolbox. And some of the tools that I use to help those patients is, of course, we start with a new patient consultation, physical exam, full case history, and just really delve into the big picture of a person's health. And I spend about an hour of time with the person when I see them as a patient. We look at blood work, but it's not just what markers are high and which are low and take a natural supplement for it. It's looking at those markers holistically and seeing how they all affect each other. I do hidden food sensitivity testing. That's a huge benefit to patients whenever they learn what foods they are sensitive to. And I'm not talking about your typical scratch test, pinprick, immediate response, I eat peanuts and break out in hives. We don't really need to do a test on that. I eat peanuts, I break out in hives. I know I'm sensitive to peanuts. But what I'm talking about are the hidden food sensitivities. That I could eat something today and as much as 3 days later present with any number of symptoms. And I'm not making the association to the good apple I had 3 days ago to, say, the headache I have today. And the foods that we're checking are the top 96 most common hidden food sensitivities. And believe it or not, the majority of those foods that are on that list are real foods, foods that are good for us and healthy for us. But when we consume those foods that we are sensitive to unknowingly, it's causing inflammation in the body. And inflammation really is the root of those chronic degenerative diseases, including cancers. If we have those things, I promise you, inflammation is there. And then that lowers the immune system. So we're all about boosting that immune system, finding those things that are drawing on that immune system, and hidden food sensitivities is a huge factor in that. Another tool that I use is a liver detox. That's another one. Our liver has over 500 functions that we in our little finite minds even know about. And whenever we address the liver and get it clean by using some quality supplements to clean that liver and do a liver detox, all kinds of symptoms can fall by the wayside just by simply cleaning the liver. All kinds of symptoms can fall by the wayside just by addressing those hidden food sensitivities. Stress will cause our hormones to be out of balance, and I'm not just talking about our mental emotional stresses, but our chemical stresses, like the foods we eat, the air we breathe, the water we drink. So that brings me up to another tool that I use, and that's a nutritional consultation and taking a look at a person's diet and seeing where some tweaking might take place. When we go on what conventional medicine tells us that healthy foods are, that's usually not helping us. As a matter of fact, I'd like to say to you and challenge you, how's that been working for us? It really hasn't. So whenever I'm making nutritional suggestions and consultation with a patient, we're looking at our diet from a whole different approach. It's not about how many calories we eat, it's about the right nutrients that we're putting into the body. Weight loss, if you have challenges with that, if you have challenges with the diabetes and the cholesterol, we look at it holistically, we look at it from a whole nother approach of that, the cholesterol levels. Quite often, people really don't need to be on those cholesterol meds because they don't have a cholesterol problem to begin with. In fact, we need cholesterol. If we don't have enough of it, all of our hormones are made up of cholesterol. And conventional medicine really looks at it, not really even addressing it if it's too low. They're just worried about it being too high. Quite often it's driven too low, and by medication at that. So when we look at a person's health as a whole, and restore the body back to good health, quite often again, people are able to come off of those medications and see just tremendous improvement in their health. So these are just some of the tools that I have available in my arsenal, some of the means to help the community, whether it be, again, leadership, personal growth, health and wellness, communication. And another is coaching. Could do one-on-one coaching. Maybe you don't want me to see you as a patient, but you just want coached and guided in your holistic health. So that's another really cool tool that I have available for you. So again, my heart and passion is just seeing the community and seeing their health restored and all of us functioning at our optimum and just truly having a better community.